that down, let's move on to this, shall we? Sonic 3. Went to go see it yesterday. I was not expecting to like the first Sonic movie, and I adore the first two movies. I just have such fun with both of those movies. I think they're charming, they're sweet, and surprisingly really funny. And I've always been a big fan of James Marsden ever since the first X-Men movie, so I kind of like seeing him in that too, and all that kind of stuff. Now, to be honest, I didn't like the Knuckles series. I know there are those who do, and that's
It's
great.
me.
I wish I liked the Knuckles series, but I didn't, because I love the character. Love the character in those movies. So it was with great excitement we went off to go see Sonic 3 yesterday. Here are my thoughts overall, then I'll go into the good and the bad. It's quite good. It's my least favorite
Oh.
of the three.
Oh, wow.
Least favorite of the three, but still quite enjoyable. Still quite fun, and still quite entertaining. It's a winner.
Okay.
And me saying it's my least favorite of three is not a knock on this movie so much as it is, that's just how much I liked 1 and 2.
Right.
Like just 1 and 2. Like one of the three has to be our least favorite, right? One of them's got to be the least favorite. So,
Sure.
I mean, one of the original Star Wars trilogy has to be your least favorite, even though they're all 1A and 1B. But so I really quite enjoyed it, but not quite as much as the first two. All right, let me talk about some of the things that I loved about this. Much like the other movies, Jim Carrey steals the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, Jim Carrey steals the movie in a way that is he upstages even himself from the previous films. It's just so good. Now, obviously, we get double the Robotnik in this because he's playing himself and what I thought was his father. It's his grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing himself and his own grandfather in the saggy flesh. And their dynamic, even though we're talking about the same actor playing the same role, but the dynamic of the two characters were fantastic. And, we're just talking about Mufasa and the visual effects. I'll say this too. I've never seen the visual effect that's been around a long time of having one actor playing two roles in the same scene and interacting with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's never looked more flawless and seamless.
Ooh,
Like
okay.
I kept watching for little signs of a visual effect, but these are two characters that were interacting and I'm just like, this looks so good. They
It's
made
better
it
than
look,
Parent Trap.
surprisingly enough.
Okay.
They did it flawlessly, and just once again, Jim Carrey steals the show, which really makes me thankful. Because remember, after Sonic 2, Jim Carrey said he was retiring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And decided to come back for this, and I'm really glad he did, because I don't know what this movie would be without him. Because he's absolutely great in it. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. Hey guys, it's John here. As kids, we're always learning new things, whether it's how to ride a bike, play an instrument, or even ace that math test. But as adults, it seems like we lose a bit of that natural curiosity. When was the last time you learned something new just for the fun of it? Like new skills, a new language, or maybe just how to finally beat your best friend at that game. Therapy can be a fantastic way to reconnect with that sense of wonder. It's like going back to school, but this time it's for you. It's about learning new coping skills, setting boundaries, and empowering yourself to become the best version of you. And the best part, it's not just for those who have experienced major trauma. It's for anyone looking to grow and learn more about themselves. If you've ever thought about starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's completely online, making it super convenient and flexible to fit into your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a quick questionnaire and you'll be matched with a licensed therapist who fits your needs. Plus, if things aren't clicking, you can always switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. So rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Campea today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Campea. Take the first step to being your best self. Keanu Reeves as the voice of Shadow was the perfect choice. It really was. I mean, I just thought it was a cool choice at first. That's a great choice, Keanu Reeves. When you watch the movie, though, the personality of Shadow, Keanu Reeves' voice is just perfect for it. When we're done, there won't be anything left to rule. Well, that's dark. I mean, that was like, it was just, his voice was absolutely perfect for it, and it's great. I didn't think they did his backstory well, though.
Yeah, they could have.
Yeah, you agree with that part?
They could have did a little bit more where there was more impact.
Yeah, I was like, I get, okay, something bad happened to him. Okay. But they never let us as the audience really feel it. And I thought that could have been done a little bit better. But let me stick with the good things for now. Let me stick with the good things for now. One of the best things about the Sonic movies is just the pure charm of the characters. And one of my favorite things about Sonic recently has been Knuckles. And the dynamic and the banter just between Knuckles, Tails. I'll be honest with you. Tails is kind of the Ringo Starr of Team Sonic.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. It's just, not that I dislike Tails, and I'm not talking about the video games. I'm talking about this movie.
Sure.
Tails has a couple of good lines, but a little bit of the Ringo. But hey, without Ringo, there's no drums in the Beatles. So there you go. But the dynamic between the Team Sonic was really cute and really good. And I always loved James Marsden. So like all that was good. It's funny. There's, oh my God, the best part of the movie. All I'll say is there's a dance sequence.
And it's the best part?
The best part of the movie.
hope so, because one of the reasons why part 2 is below part 1 for me was the dance off in that like restaurant.
Oh yeah, forget that.
I hated that.
Forget that.
Yeah, it was so cringe.
Throw that away.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
nothing to worry about.
Okay.
There is a dance sequence involving Jim Carrey in this movie that I could sit down and watch on loop all day. It just brought so much joy. Like the three of us, me, Ann, and Ray, we were, especially Ann and I, were just laughing out loud.
It was so
that whole thing, again, establishing Jim Carrey is still king.
There was a pretty good crowd in there. I think every seat.
Oh, yeah,
was
well,
like,
it was a special fan event, right?
Yeah,
so
but
they
I
pulled
like
that thing
seeing
out.
that.
Yeah.
I do like seeing that people.
And they
turned
gave
up.
away some pretty good
yeah.
Sonic swag.
I
at the
hate
fan
all
event,
of
too.
you who took all the Shadow keychains.
Yeah, they
I'm
had
just saying.
Tails, Sonic, and Shadow keychains, but only.
Oh, that's cool.
The only one that was done by the time we got there. We got there a little late,
Yeah,
to be
like
honest.
2-3 minutes.
All the Shadow keychains were gone,
know.
unfortunately. By the
What
time we
were
got
they?
there.
Just like little,
No,
like an
they're
image,
actually
or
better. They're actually better. They're like in balls, like soft.
Oh,
rubber,
nice.
soft
Oh,
rubber with their
yeah.
Yeah, they were
faces.
quality.
They're pretty big. I'm
Aw.
actually using mine. Well, it's in the car now.
On the
using it for?
on the negative side, listen, the Sonic films, of course, you're having a film like this, there's going to be a degree of silliness. Silliness is not a good or a bad thing. Silliness is just a tool. It can be used well, it can be used badly. I found a little bit of Thor Love and Thunder in this one. Where, you know, in Thor Ragnarok, Thor 3, perfect balance of the silly and the serious. A beautiful, perfect balance. Then when you got into Thor Love and Thunder, they went way too far in this way. I don't think it was nearly that extreme as Thor Love and Thunder was, but I felt the silliness got more silly.
Right.
Of course, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. There's going to be unbelievable things in it. Of course there are. There are in 1 and 2. But it's like, yeah, their plan to get in there, that's absolutely ridiculous. Like anyway, so they went a little bit, they
Too
leaned
far.
a little bit too far that way for me. But again, at the end of the day, I don't like the post-credit scene.
Oh,
Really?
the last one I missed. I missed the final one.
Now the
'cause I had
last,
to leave.
the last one's fine. The last one's fine. But the
Okay.
mid-credit scene,
Huh.
you know why?
Why?
Because it's just the exact same thing that they've done in the post-credit scenes in the last two.
We
It's like,
see Shadow again?
but no,
Oh,
because
we
remember at
can't
the
spoil that.
first one, at the end of the first one, it's, oh, look, it's Tails. Then at the end of the second one, oh, look, it's Shadow. And then they should do the exact same thing in the third.
Oh,
look, it's so-and-so. It's like, it's just the same
Is
thing.
it? Blink
Same
twice,
thing.
Ray. Blink
Well, we
twice.
know there's going to be a part 4.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
There's going to be a part 4. So I was expecting actually something different in the post-credit scene, but it's just there's just the same formula. It's just the exact same formula.
Oh, I'm so
It's
okay
like
with that.
the ending of Shadow or the ending of Sonic happens, and it's like, well, now I'm here. And then in part 2, well, now I'm here. And then in the end of part 3, well, now I'm here. So I was
the
kind of
gang's all
hoping for
here.
something a little bit
Sweet.
more fun, a little more exciting than just the same thing. But overall, the Sonic trilogy is a winner. And there's going to be a 4th one. That's official. I forgot to put it on our topics list today. My bad. But there is going to be a fourth one, and I will definitely be there opening day to see it because they did it again. They made a fun, entertaining, maybe not quite as good as 1 and 2, but a fun, entertaining, really good experience at the movie theaters. And if you just want to go in and smile and have your heart smile and laugh and have a good time, Sonic 3 is the movie for you, right?
Without spoiling anything, and I know were you surprised at that the cheer in the middle when
I have no idea what
we
you're
saw
talking
that
about.
thing? Well, I was thinking you might have known what I'm talking about, but I don't want.
Are you talking about the post-credit scene?
No. I'm talking about the. Never mind. We'll just skip it. I think it's the best Sonic 3 movie.
You actually think it's the best one?
Yeah, the best one. I actually think there's
3.
silliness and dialogue, and I agree that the Shadow backstory could have been more impactful. But then there's the other side of me that says, if it's too deep, the kids that are watching it might. There's kids watching this movie too. Like I don't know
but
if they
look at
could
the
really.
look at the original animated Lion King.
Right.
With the death of Mufasa, children can handle this
All right,
stuff, and
all
it
right.
can be really good too, right?
But-
and I thought they had especially with Shadow's backstory, they had an opportunity to basically have their Simba Mufasa kind of emotional that has worked so well for kids. Those kids now have kids, and that's all they think about, how beautiful and powerful that was.
I
right?
agree.
They could have done that. They had that chance.
They had that chance to get more people on Shadow's side. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's where they missed right there. There's some music choices in 2 particular scenes where I thought were awful. What were they doing? Like they could have picked some better song for that, but that's all up to interpretation. Jim Carrey, I just love that he looked like he was having fun the whole time.
He looked like he was, and when because it was a fan event that we were at, they showed like this 10-minute kind of behind the scenes video
Right.
before the movie started, and Jim Carrey was having a blast.
And he actually
doing this
cut
movie.
his real hair. That actor
Yes.
cut his real hair in that scene. Like he let him. He was telling him how to do it in the behind the scenes. I love this movie. I'll probably see it again. I think it's the best out of all of them. That's all I can say about it.
What would you say was your favorite element of it?
Without spoiling anything, I love Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey.
Yeah, me
Obviously,
too. That's
because
yeah.
we don't have that many opportunities to see him, so I'm appreciating any time he gives us because he might not be on screen by choice in the future. So it's like Jim Carrey was the best part. He's still kooky. He's still wild. He's still like funny to me.
And you know what? This one, I forget the name of his sidekick.
Right. I know.
I
who you're
forget.
talking about.
Do you remember the name of the sidekick guy?
The Persian?
The guy
it
who
looks like a
like helps
Persian
him
dude.
out.
Yeah.
Doctor.
He's featured a little bit more in this movie. He has a more important kind of a
Have to
more
look on
prominent
IMDb.
role in this one than the other ones. I really liked him.
His
in this.
angle is great.
Yes, it is.
The way
Yeah,
they're
I really
shaping
liked
it,
it.
the way they're shaping him, he's gonna become a prominent person in this. I believe.
Agent Stone. Thank you,
Agent
chat.
Stone.
I like. Don't get me wrong. He's not like got 40 minutes of screen time or anything,
No,
but I
no.
mean, he's definitely more prominent in this
Yeah,
film,
you can see where they're going.
and he has
with
a
it.
little bit more of a upfront kind of role. And
Christine Ritter was in
yeah.
there.
oh yeah, what's
Jessica
Jessica Jones
Yeah.
is in it. Totally
Yeah.
wasted.
Yeah,
Oh.
totally
did-
wasted. A little
Didn't
bit
like her in it. Didn't like the character. Didn't fit
That's
well.
a shame.
I really like her. She's great.
Yeah.
They didn't have enough.
I don't think they gave her any direction because whenever she was on screen, it felt kind of awkward. I think
Oh.
they just said, "Oh, you're Kristen Ritter. You're great. Just go." Okay. And so that whatever that didn't really work out for me so well.
They call it the Fast and the Furious for kids. Someone said that. I forgot what article. And I
That's not
gotta
a bad. That's not a bad
pretty cute.
comparison.
It's going to be the Fast and the Furious for kids. They're going to keep pumping these out, and they're going to keep adding more characters, and that's what Fast and the Furious does.
And family.
But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, for me, it's a win.
Yeah.
And out of the 2 movies, I mean, they're totally night and day different movies. But if you had a choice to go see either Mufasa, which I think is pretty good, or Sonic this weekend, I say go see Sonic.
Yay.
Just a good, ridiculous fun. I will say this though, if you are one of the people, because let's face it, the Sonic movies don't have the highest ratings, but if you're one of the people who didn't like Sonic 1 and 2,
Right.
oh yeah, you're not going to like 3
Yeah,
either.
don't.
Yeah,
Just don't.
you're not going to like 3. If you do like Sonic 1 and 2, I feel very confident that you will like Sonic 3.
Okay.
Whether you like it as much or not, regardless, I think you will like it. I think it's a fun time at the movie theaters. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about Sonic 3? Did you have a chance to go and see it yesterday? If so, what did you think? If not, is it high on your priority list? I think you should go see it. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.